Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to take a whole lot of information and distill it into something clear, something compelling, just for you. Today, we're jumping into the pretty exciting and sometimes, tumultuous world of AI. We're focusing specifically on the latest in AI agents and also this intense global race for market dominance that's heating up. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Our goal today really is to cut through all the noise. We want to give you the most important bits from recent developments. We'll explore, everything from new capabilities that could genuinely change how you interact with computers to the very real hurdles companies are facing trying to get global adoption and maybe most importantly, user trust.
Yeah, what's really striking, I think, is this kind of double narrative playing out. On one side, you've got these just incredible leaps in what AI can actually do. And then on the other side, you see the complex, often kind of messy realities of actually getting these powerful tools out into the wider market, into users' hands. So we'll look at not just what's new, but, why it really matters for you.
Right. So let's kick things off with OpenAI. Big announcement from them. They've launched a new general-purpose AI agent right inside ChatGPT. Now, when we say AI agents, we're moving beyond just chatbots answering questions, aren't we?
Absolutely. These are systems designed to act autonomously for you. They perform sequences of tasks to reach a goal. Think of it like a digital assistant, but way more capable.
So it could navigate your calendar, maybe generate an editable presentation, even run code.
Exactly. Taking action, not just giving answers.
And this new ChatGPT agent, it apparently combines capabilities from previous tools, like clicking around websites, pulling info from lots of sources into a report.
That's the idea. And you interact with it just using natural language, like you normally would.
And it's rolling out to Pro, Plus, and Team subscribers through an agent mode dropdown.
Correct. And connecting this to the bigger picture, this is probably OpenAI's boldest move yet to make ChatGPT truly agentic. Meaning it's not just something you ask questions of, but something that can genuinely take complex, multi-step tasks off your plate.
Because earlier agents often struggled with complexity, right?
They did, yeah. Early versions had trouble with anything really involved. But OpenAI is saying this new model has state-of-the-art performance on some key benchmarks. For instance, it scores 41.6% on humanity's last exam.
Okay, what's that exactly?
It's a test designed to challenge an AI's broad reasoning and general knowledge, kind of like a comprehensive human IQ test, but for AI.
Right.
Getting 41.6% is roughly double what previous models could do.
Wow.
And on another one, Frontier Math, with tools, it hits 27.4% compared to just 6.3% before. So this isn't just about test scores. It suggests a significantly better ability to reason across complex problems. It really changes what we might expect from these agents.
That jump sounds incredibly powerful, but with great power comes, safety concerns. And OpenAI seems to be taking that seriously. They've labeled this model high capability in certain sensitive areas.
That's right. Specifically, biological and chemical weapon domains. They say there's no direct evidence of misuse, but they're being cautious. They put in new safeguards, including a real-time monitor that actually looks at prompts and responses for potential bio-threats.
That definitely makes you think about how powerful these things are becoming.
It does, and it highlights the foresight needed from the creators. They've also, interestingly, disabled the memory feature for this specific agent.
Why disable memory?
Primarily to prevent potential misuse. For instance, stopping sensitive data being leaked through something called prompt injection attacks.
Okay, prompt injection. Can you break that down quickly for listeners who might not be familiar?
Yeah, think of it like cleverly tricking the AI. Bad actors try to manipulate the instructions you give it to make it misbehave or reveal things it shouldn't. Essentially, you inject malicious commands inside a normal-looking prompt.
Got it. So disabling memory helps block that specific trick.
Exactly. It closes off that avenue, which seems like a sensible precaution for such a capable agent. It really shows that balancing act, pushing capabilities versus ensuring security.
Okay, so while OpenAI is pushing the general-purpose agent idea, there's another interesting development, Reflection AI.
Yes, founded by ex-Google DeepMind researchers, they just launched something called Asimov.
Asimov. And this one's different, right? It's specialized.
Highly specialized. It's built specifically to deeply understand code bases, business logic, and, importantly, team knowledge within engineering organizations.
And why is that significant?
Well, think about it. Engineering teams reportedly spend up to 70% of their time just trying to understand existing code and design, and only maybe 10% actually writing new code.
70%. Wow, that's huge.
It is. So Asimov aims to tackle that. It wants to be a kind of trusted brain for the engineering org. It reads entire code bases, architecture docs, GitHub discussions, even Slack or Teams chat history.
A lot.
The whole lot, building up this persistent memory of how everything works and why.
And you mentioned team knowledge. How does it capture that?
That's one of the unique parts. It can capture that sort of tribal knowledge, the stuff usually just stuck in senior engineers' heads or buried in old chats. You can use simple commands like, at Asimov, remember this function works this specific way.
Ah, so senior engineers can kind of offload context.
Precisely. Offload that crucial context that's often hard to document formally. And apparently it works pretty well. In blind tests, Asimov's answers to complex engineering questions were preferred 60 to 80% of the time over rivals.
That's impressive. So it's a different approach to deep understanding first, then maybe code generation later.
Exactly. Focus on comprehension as the foundation for really powerful assistance in the engineering workflow. Could be a game changer for how software gets built.
That sounds really promising. But I wonder, could there be downsides? Like, if a team starts relying too much on this trusted brain, could it stifle new ideas if the AI's understanding becomes sort of fixed?
That's a really fair point. Over-reliance is definitely something teams would need to watch out for. I think the intention, though, is for it to be a tool that enhances understanding, not replaces human thinking or creativity. The goal is probably more about freeing up engineers from the drudgery of finding information so they can focus on the bigger picture, the creative problem solving.
And that remember command suggests it can keep learning, right? So maybe it wouldn't get too rigid.
Hopefully, yes. That suggests an adaptive memory, allowing the brain to evolve as the team and the code base evolve, but it's definitely a space to watch.
Okay, so we've seen these exciting new capabilities, but the real world often throws up challenges. Let's talk about user experience and market realities. Anthropic's Claude, for example, there have been some issues recently.
Yeah, quite a bit of noise around that. Users, particularly the heavy users on their top-tier $200 a month max plan, started hitting usage limits, quite restrictive ones, apparently without any real warning or clear explanation.
Ouch. So you pay top dollar and suddenly you're cut off.
Pretty much. Users just get a message saying Claude usage limit reached, and a time when it might reset.
That must have caused chaos for people relying on it for projects.
Huge confusion and frustration, yeah. People felt like their subscription was suddenly downgraded without notice. Some couldn't move forward on their work. And the core issue here seems to be a lack of transparency. The pricing system has these tiered limits, but they never actually guarantee a specific amount of access.
Like the free tier limit just varies by demand.
Exactly. Which makes it impossible for users to plan reliably. As one user said, it makes people lose confidence.
And this wasn't just isolated limit issues, right? There were network problems too.
That's right. It happened alongside broader network issues, even while Anthropic's own status page was apparently showing 100% uptime.
That really underlines how critical clear communication and, frankly, trust are in this fast-moving AI space.
Absolutely. It highlights the fragility of that trust when the models themselves are still a bit black boxy and companies are still figuring out how to manage user expectations, especially when scaling rapidly. It definitely raises questions about, the ethics of how some AI services are being rolled out.
It's a stark reminder of the user-side challenges. Now, speaking of market dynamics and this race for users, Perplexity seems to be taking a really interesting route.
Yeah, while OpenAI and Anthropic are battling it out, Perplexity is making a big, albeit quieter push elsewhere.
Into India, specifically.
Exactly. They seem to be positioning themselves for massive scale in, well, the world's most populous country. It's a fascinating strategy.
How are they doing it?
They just announced a major partnership with Bharti Airtel.
India's second largest telecom operator. Huge number of subscribers there.
Huge, 360 million subscribers. And Perplexity is offering them a free 12-month subscription to Perplexity Pro.
The paid version. That normally costs $200 a year.
Yep. Giving it away free for a year to potentially millions of users is part of a bigger global push, partnering with over 25 telcos worldwide.
And the numbers in India are already showing an impact.
Big time. In the second quarter, Perplexity's downloads in India apparently shot up 600% year over year. That's 2.8 million downloads.
Wow. And active users.
Monthly active users up 640% to 3.7 million. India is now, believe it or not, Perplexity's largest market by monthly active users.
That's incredible growth. And the CEO is personally involved, hiring locally, investing time there.
Yeah, it seems like a serious commitment. planning to hire an Indian exec, spending time connecting with the local AI community. They clearly see India as this massive growth opportunity, huge tech-savvy population, and maybe less competition from local AI startups for now anyway.
It's a bold play for user acquisition. But the big question, I guess, is can this growth in a very price-sensitive market like India actually turn into long-term revenue?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the billion-dollar question for their investors. We know ChatGPT, for instance, saw a massive 800% jump in in-app purchases in India last year, reaching about $9 million. But so far, Perplexity hasn't generated significant in-app revenue from India.
So the free pro offer gets users in the door.
Right. Deals like the Airtel one are amazing for subscriber growth, for getting eyeballs. But the real test is converting that huge user base into sustainable income down the line. It's really a test case, Can this kind of freemium on steroids approach actually work to monetize advanced AI globally, especially in diverse markets? It's a huge challenge.
Okay, so we've covered quite a bit today. This incredible leap in AI agent capabilities, OpenAI's new general agent, Reflection AI's specialized Asimov for code, and then balance that with the very real-world, very human challenges, Anthropic's issues with user communication and trust,
Right.
and Perplexity's ambitious but potentially risky gamble on mass market growth in India.
Yeah, it's really clear that AI is moving at, well, a breathtaking speed, offering us genuinely new ways to offload complex work, gain deeper insights. But for these innovations to actually stick and thrive, the companies behind them have got to navigate these tricky waters of user experience, clear communication, and finding business models that actually work long-term, especially as they're all fighting for global reach and trying to earn and keep user trust.
So, reflecting on all that, what really stands out to you from our deep dive today? And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Considering these rapid advancements in AI agents, them becoming more autonomous in this global race for users, how might our very definition of personal productivity change over, say, the next 5 years? Especially when these tools are getting smarter but still face hurdles in reliability and how they communicate with us. Something to think about.